Okay, Hot Rod, this one's for you. I'll try not to make you too sick with my crappy videoing, but it's 16 feet long, 6 feet deep, and 8.5 feet tall. I'm gonna slowly flip the camera so I don't get sick here. Here's this side, just 3 solid panels. There's gutters on it. There is 2, I don't know what you call those, hatches that open up, lids at the top, whatever. You come around this side, there's another gutter, the downspout. We've got a double Dutch door. It's not super sealed on the seams. I have to work on that. Now I've got 2 layers of landscaping mesh and hardware cloth down, the galvanized, and then a ton of gravel with stepping stones for the path in the middle. Now once you come in, I have these are going to be my 5-gallon deep water culture buckets. Each one has its own shutoff with a 1/4 inch line. There's 10 of them with trellis, I don't know what you call that stuff, chicken wire, some kind of, it's galvanized coated with PVC. Anyway, you look down the line, there's 10 deep water culture buckets that are going to be tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers. Once we get down to the end here, yeah, some of these aren't actually connected up, the 1/4 inches are missing, but I'm going to have shutoffs on this. It's all plumbed around, goes behind this guy. Well, because there'll be another plant right here in the corner. But anyway, it plumbs around, kind of made sort of a manifold, I guess. And then that 1/4 inch line will feed this. Now this is not drilled yet, but it's going to come run down this pipe. We'll go all the way to the end. It's connected with you, and then we'll go all the way back down the other end. And when it gets down to this end, I can't take it off to show you, but I've got one of those knockout caps in there for testing. I'm going to cut that in half so that the water level is only halfway up, and then both of these pipes will be drilled every 6 inches so that a 2-inch net pot can go in there. This is going to have, I don't know, 16 on each rail maybe, because this is 16 feet long. So 16 or 20 on each rail, however I space them out. It'll have net pots in each one to grow greens, cabbage, bok choy, pak choy, all the different cabbages or greens that we want to have. Anyway, the feed comes in here through the 1/4 inch tube. It'll be about probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches deep of a water, a nutrient film technique. Rails is what I'm calling these things. And then when it's going to drain out, we'll go down that drain, and then that drain will drop into this sump. This sump is, I don't remember how many gallons it is. I think it's like 20-gallon sump. It's kind of hard to see down in there, but that's where the pump will be. It's dug into the ground and buried. This is the other drain. To kind of give you an idea, each one of these deep water culture buckets has an elbow on it that just drops into this rail, and that rail runs behind all of the buckets. And as it runs around behind the buckets, it comes around here and again drops into this sump. The idea is that this 65 gallon may or may not be what I use, but this is going to be my pre-mixed nutrient solution. I have a spigot on the side that's going to connect to a float. That'll be there. That right there will connect to a float valve down inside the sump. So as the sump uses water, or the system uses water, the nutrient solution will top that sump off and keep it at a constant level until this bucket or the barrel is empty. Then I'll mix up another batch, and that should last at least a couple of weeks, I'm thinking. I don't know. Tomatoes can use like a gallon of water a day, it seems like. But I have electricity right here. I've got a four gang box. It's not on its own circuit breaker. It's connected to another outlet on the inside of the house. So I don't know exactly how many. It's a 15 amp. I don't know how big of stuff I'm going to have. If you look up here at the window, and Susan will probably say something because she's on the other side, I actually have a fan right there that's sucking air out of the inside of that room, because that room's heated and air conditioned. That's our laundry room. I'll go around and show you that in a little bit, but the issue is going to be heating and cooling this. This is where the Raspberry Pi comes in. I don't know if maybe along this wall here, I'm going to get my finger in here, that maybe I can put a bunch of small 50 CFM computer fans, drive that off the Raspberry Pi, or I put one big exhaust fan up there to be able to suck out. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And then on the other end over here, I'll have a louvered vent or several louvered vents. And I don't know. That's something we'll just have to talk about, but that's kind of what I'm thinking would happen with the Raspberry Pi. It would control the temperature for basically for fans. The pump will be running 24/7. The pump never stops. It doesn't need to come off and on. It'll just continuously run, feeding all the whole entire system. So that doesn't necessarily need to be controlled, but it's going to get hot and it's going to get cold in here. I'm thinking with this window connected to the laundry room that I should be able to get heating and air conditioning to supplement whatever's going on in here. That fan could run all the time if I want it to, but then it might get too hot and then it might get too cold depending on summer or winter. But I don't think that that's going to be able to handle it all by itself. So I think I'm going to need additional venting outside of this. Maybe humidity control. I really don't know. That's something that I want to talk to you about, because I'm thinking this Raspberry Pi will also know if it can be programmed by season. So in the summertime, it knows to, if it gets too hot, to kick on the exhaust fan to suck out, not kick on a heater. In the wintertime, if it gets too hot, to not kick on the heater, but to kick on the exhaust fan also. And then if it gets too cold, I don't know. There's some logic there that needs to be put in. So I don't know that much about the Raspberry Pi. I've been doing a lot of research on it. I'm thinking it's going to have, what do they call those, relays? Maybe an 8 relay module that would control outlets. I don't know if I have to wire my own outlets in a gang box. Again, they're all going to be, the main power down here is all the same. It's all running off a 15 amp circuit. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to put a great big heater out here or not. Don't know if I need to. It gets pretty hot out here with that window open, but it's not going to be enough. Anyway, So those are all the things I need to think about. I know they make some power strips possibly that have that can be controlled by the Raspberry Pi or USB controlled. I just don't know how that works. If each one of the outlets can be controlled individually, or if each one of or if it controls all the outlets at the same time. Some are on, some are off. It'd be nice if there was already a pre-wired solution instead of having to create a, maybe an 8-gang box with 8 relays in it. Anyway, I'm going to post this on YouTube and send you a link. You'll already know that because I already have the link sent to you. Anyway, give me a call after you view this, and maybe we can talk through stuff. Again, say a prayer for your friend. Hopefully her surgery goes well. And I don't know. Give me a call when you get through all this at your convenience. Thanks. Later.